gray
What's up,
jacket.
YouTube
10
bro?
seconds
It's your
later, he
boy
pulls out
TT,
a
man.
gun
We
and
back
shoots a
again. We're gonna
14-year-old
be
boy
checking out some of the
dead. The
worst
footage is
Chicago
crystal
murders
clear.
caught on
His
camera.
face, his
So
clothes,
stay
every
tuned.
step he took, but he's still out there. 9 murders, all caught on camera. Faces captured, movements
9
tracked,
murders,
and
all on
most of
camera,
these
bro.
killers still free. This is CCTV Homicides.
Oh yeah, lots of those.
November 21st, 2025, downtown Chicago. Picture this, Millennium Park is glowing. The Christmas tree lighting ceremony just wrapped up, and the loop is packed with families, teenagers, people celebrating the start of the holiday season. The air smells like hot chocolate and roasted chestnuts. Everyone's smiling, but someone in that crowd isn't celebrating. 10:40 p.m., the 100 block of South Dearborn Street. CCTV cameras pick up a figure weaving through the crowd. Purple hoodie, gray jacket, sweatpants. He's moving with purpose, cold, calculated. This isn't random. He knows exactly where he's going. The surveillance footage captures what happens next in horrifying detail. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a gun, and opens fire into a group of people standing just feet away. The muzzle flashes light up the screen. Armani Floyd, just 14 years old, is hit multiple times. He drops to the pavement as the crowd erupts into chaos. People screaming, running, diving for cover, parents grabbing their kids. Armani is rushed to Northwestern Hospital, but the damage is catastrophic. This child, who should have been thinking about what to get for Christmas, doesn't make it through the night. 14 years old. Think about that for a second. 14. But Armani wasn't the only victim. An 18-year-old man is shot in the leg during the same attack. He survives, but he'll carry the physical and mental scars forever. And here's the thing, this wasn't even the only shooting that night. Less than an hour earlier, near the Chicago Theater on North State Street, another volley of gunfire tears through a crowd of teenagers. 7 more kids caught in the crossfire, some as young as 13. Leg wounds, stomach injuries, shattered hips. They're scattered between Lurie Children's Hospital and Stroger Hospital. Multiple crime scenes, multiple victims, one devastating night. The man in the purple hoodie, he's still out there. Police released the footage, freezing his image for the world to see. He's a person of interest, a shadow in the loop. But so far, no name, no arrest. The city lights of Millennium Park were the last thing Armani Floyd ever saw.
Had half his face exposed too, and they don't know who it is. It's crazy.
November 8th, 2025, Little Village, Chicago. It's 5:45 p.m. on a Saturday. Rush hour. The 3800 block of West 26th Street is busy. People heading home from work, families out shopping. Just another evening in the neighborhood. Then a man walks toward a local jewelry store. He's wearing a Blackhawks hoodie and a mask. Within 30 seconds, everything goes wrong. CCTV footage from a nearby business captures the moment he bursts out of the store, clutching stolen merchandise. But he's not alone. 2 men, employees of the shop, chase him into the street. A 63-year-old and a 25-year-old, father and son, uncle and nephew? We don't know. What we do know is they refuse to let this thief get away. The chase spills into traffic near the corner of Springfield Avenue. Cars swerve, horns blare. Then the struggle. The suspect reaches for his waistband, pulls out a gun, and fires at point-blank range. Both men drop to the pavement. The 63-year-old is hit in the face, head, and body. The 25-year-old's torso is riddled with bullets. The shooter doesn't look back, just jumps into a white SUV and speeds away southbound on Springfield. Both victims are rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital in critical condition, but they don't make it. 2 generations of a family business gone in 30 seconds, all for a handful of jewelry. The white SUV disappears into the Chicago grid. The man in the Blackhawks hoodie becomes another ghost on surveillance tape. Detectives spent the entire night under streetlights, gathering evidence from dozens of cameras, but there's still no suspect. No arrest, just 2 empty chairs at someone's dinner table.
Sad, man. It's sad.
May 15th, 2025, Chatham, Chicago, 1:13 a.m. the 7800 block of South Eberhard Avenue. A group of women are arguing on the sidewalk, voices raised, tension building. It's the kind of heated argument that happens every night in cities across America. Usually it ends with people walking away angry, maybe blocking each other on social media. But not this time. A man approaches the group. He doesn't try to break up the argument. He doesn't say a word. He just pulls out a gun and fires twice, directly at Melina Brown's face, 20 years old, shot in the face at close range. The group scatters as the shooters vanish into the shadows of Greater Grand Crossing. Melina is rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but there's no miracle waiting for her there. A bullet to the face leaves no room for hope. She's pronounced dead. Another young life extinguished over a street-side quarrel that should have ended with words. But here's where the surveillance footage becomes crucial. Detectives track the suspect's movements through the neighborhood. CCTV from a Harold's Chicken near 79th and Cottage Grove catches two figures on camera. One man in a dark New Balance hoodie with multicolored gym shoes. Next to him, someone with long red hair, carrying a light-colored purse. They look like anyone else walking the south side at night, casual, calm, like they didn't just take someone's daughter away forever. The footage shows them standing outside, unbothered, as if the blood on Eberhard Avenue never happened. Melina Brown was only 20. Her family is left with a void that can never be filled. And police, they're left with grainy recordings and unanswered questions. No suspects in custody. No justice for Melina.
I don't understand that. They got these bitches' faces all plastered, bro. You telling me nobody knows who these people are? They just ain't gonna snitch, that's all. Guarantee they know who they are.
June 2nd, 2025, South Shore, Chicago, just before 1:30 a.m. on the 7800 block of South Merrill Avenue. The early morning quiet is broken by raised voices. Two men locked in an argument that words can't settle. Then, the crack of gunfire. Multiple rounds echo across front yards. When police arrive minutes later, they find Alonzo Smith, 56 years old, lying unresponsive in the grass. One gunshot to the head, another to the hand. The shooter already gone, swallowed by the dark streets of the south side. Alonzo doesn't make it to a hospital. He's pronounced dead right there on the scene. 56 years of life, decades of experiences, relationships, memories, ended on a patch of concrete and grass in a matter of seconds. Police scour the area for surveillance footage and release photos of the man they're looking for. A shadow captured by a lens just before or after the trigger was pulled. But the image raises more questions than it answers. What was the argument about? Money? Respect? An old grudge? We may never know. The motive remains as cold as the pavement where Alonzo died. Another family left to pick up the pieces. Another case file gathering dust. No arrests. The suspect remains at large. October 1st, 2024, Uptown Chicago. It's just after 7:30 p.m. on the 900 block of West Eastwood Avenue. The evening commute is winding down when gunfire erupts across North Side streets. Kevin Bibbs, 57 years old from Flossmoor, is caught in the line of fire. A single bullet tears into his leg. At first it doesn't seem fatal, just a leg wound, right? But the bullet severed something critical. The damage runs deep.
Shit.
Kevin is rushed to the hospital fighting for his life. By the end of the night, he's pronounced dead. For nearly 4 months, the case sits cold. No leads, no names, no movement. Just another unsolved homicide in a city with too many of them. But then detectives reveal what the cameras saw that night. CCTV footage captures a woman, a person of interest, moving through the neighborhood. She's wearing a green sweatshirt, caught in a series of clips navigating the streets and alleys of Uptown. She walks with purpose, like she knows exactly where she's going. Who is she? Why was she there? What role did she play in Kevin's death? Police released the video to the public, hoping someone recognizes the walk, the clothes, or the face, but surveillance footage can only tell you so much. The screen remains the only witness. 57 years of life ended on an uptown sidewalk. No suspects in custody. Area 3 detectives are still searching for answers.
Okay. She's just walking up down through there, scoping it out. We're just gonna follow her the whole way.
November 20th, 2024, near West Side, Chicago, 10:45 a.m. Broad daylight, a red sedan drives northbound through the 2,400 block of South Oakley Boulevard. Inside, a family is just moving through the city, running errands, living their lives. They have no idea they're being followed. A blue 4-door Dodge Charger trails behind them, windows down, and then it pulls alongside. What happens next is captured on surveillance cameras, and it's nightmare fuel. Gun barrels emerge from the Charger's windows. A hail of bullets tears into the red sedan. Glass explodes, metal shreds. One victim is hit multiple times, the life leaving them before the car even stops rolling. But the absolute horror, the thing that makes this case stand out, even in a city hardened by violence, is what happens in the back seat. A 7-month-old infant is caught in the crossfire. A baby, not even a year old, shot in a Chicago street in the middle of the morning. The blue Charger doesn't wait to see the damage. It roars away, disappearing into the concrete maze of the city. One person dead, an infant wounded, and a motive that remains a complete mystery. Police have combed through the neighborhood's surveillance networks and pulled the image of that blue Dodge Charger into the light. They have the car on camera. They have the footage of the shooting, but they don't have a name. In a city that's seen it all, the shooting of a 7-month-old baby leaves a stain that won't wash away. No suspects in custody. The shooter is still out there, somewhere behind the wheel of that blue Charger.
Nah, that blue Charger gone, long gone.
November 29th, 2022, Little Village, Chicago, 1:13 a.m. on a quiet Tuesday morning. The 3400 block of West 30th Street is silent until a single gunshot shatters the night. Police arrive to find a 30-year-old man collapsed on the sidewalk, a gunshot wound to the face. He's rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, but the damage is absolute. He's pronounced dead shortly after. Another statistic in a neighborhood that's seen too much blood. For years, the shooters remained shadows, but the cameras, they caught everything. Two men believed to be between 18 and 25 years old, moving through the area with calculated ease. Suspect 1, black hoodie with a Bass Pro Shops logo, face hidden behind a blue mask and black glasses. Later, he changes his look, bright orange hoodie, blue jeans, trying to blend into the city. Suspect 2 keeps it simple, all black clothing, white tennis shoes. Two young men barely into adulthood, leaving a 30-year-old dead on a cold sidewalk. No motive, no warning, just a life taken in the dark. The investigation has stretched across 2 years now. The images have been enhanced, the clips rewatched hundreds of times, but the trail remains cold. Area 4 detectives are still waiting for the call that puts a name to the faces on the screen. 2 suspects, 2 years of silence, no arrest.
Oh, he already got the gloves on. He ready. Or it's cold, one of the two.
November 13,
tow truck
2022,
murder.
West
The victim
Town,
was driving a white
Chicago,
tow truck
10:47 p.m. A white tow truck moves westbound on the 1900 block of West Fulton Street. Just a driver out doing his job, navigating the late night streets of the near west side. Then a gray two-door Dodge Challenger pulls into frame. It's not just passing through. As the Challenger draws level with the tow truck, gunfire erupts from inside the vehicle. The driver of the tow truck is hit while still behind the wheel. The truck loses control. The driver slumps over, killed instantly by a shooter who never even stepped out of their car. The Challenger roars away, leaving the white tow truck idling in the middle of the street. A crime scene marked by shattered glass and spent shell casings. Why target a tow truck driver in the middle of his shift? Was it a case of mistaken identity? Road rage taken to its deadliest extreme, a targeted hit. Police have released the surveillance footage focusing on that gray Dodge Challenger. It's a distinct car, a high-performance machine used for a low act of murder. Investigators have been tracing its path through the city's camera network, looking for a license plate, a driver, any clue. But even years later, the questions remain. The streets of West Town hold the secret. The camera holds the image of the car, but the identity of the shooter remains a blank space in the file. No suspects, no arrests, just a gray Challenger disappearing into the Chicago night.
Shit, they blocking his ass in. So I can't really tell what they're doing there. Is that the tow truck driver or the black car driving dude? Is that the guy that was driving the black car? Standing there? That I was talking to him? Yeah. Okay. What'd they do? Just walk up and blick him down, or? I'm a little confused by that one.
November the 27th, 2024, Lincoln Park, Chicago. It's nearly 4 p.m. on busy Clark Street, one of the city's most active corridors. Sidewalks are packed with people. Alexander Nesteruk, 34 years old, begins exhibiting what witnesses describe as erratic and dangerous behavior. He starts an argument with a group of people near Arlington Place. Within seconds, the tension explodes. Nesteruk reportedly lunges at one of the men, physically attacking him. But the confrontation takes a lethal turn. One man reaches into his clothes, pulls out a handgun, and fires. A single shot tears through Nesteruk's chest. The shooter doesn't stay to explain. CCTV footage captures him, dressed head to toe in black, fleeing south of on Clark Street on foot, disappearing into the late afternoon crowd. Nesteruk is rushed to Advocate, Illinois Masonic Medical Center in critical condition. For 5 days, he clings to life, but on Monday afternoon, he's pronounced dead. The police released the surveillance images showing the man in black walking calmly through the street just before the chaos. He looks like anyone else, just another person in the crowd. Here's the complication. The shooter claims self-defense, says Nesteruk attacked first, but he fled the scene, which raises questions. If it was truly self-defense, why run? It started as a street-side dispute. It ended as a homicide. Detectives are now tasked with finding a gunman who disappeared into one of Chicago's busiest neighborhoods. The man in black remains unidentified. The full truth is buried in an argument that went too far. No suspects in custody. The search continues in the heart of the North Side. Nine cases, 9 lives stolen, hundreds of hours of surveillance footage. The camera saw everything, the shooters, the victims, the exact moments when everything went wrong. In some cases, police have crystal clear images of the suspects. In others, they've tracked their movements through entire neighborhoods. But here's the haunting reality. Many of these killers are still out there, walking the same streets, shopping at the same stores, maybe even watching this video right now. If you recognize anyone from these cases, a face, a walk, a piece of clothing, Chicago police need to hear from you. These aren't just images on a screen, they're people, victims who deserve justice, families who deserve answers. Stay safe out there, and remember, the cameras are always watching.
Yeah, fuck yeah, they are. Man, I hope y'all liked it. I hope y'all stayed to the very end, and I hope y'all drop a like, a comment, and a follow. Man, I'll see y'all in the next one.